Right, welcome back guys, or welcome to your first time here. I'm Vision here with Blind Entertainment, bringing you guys another video. Today I'm going to be going over the 100 Season 7 episode titles and synopsises for Season 7 episodes 5 through 8. Now if the 100 is something you're interested in, don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. There to miss any more 100 related videos from me moving forward. Now let's begin. First up, we got episode 5 titled Welcome to Bardo. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, Make-believe Octavia gets to know a whole new world. Meanwhile, Murphy and Amori play make-believe. Now, just my first impression from this, I like the title, and I'm going to assume this is Octavia and Dioza getting to know Bardo. We know in episode 2 they were taken there at the end of the episode, so I'm going to presume this is probably going to be mostly their storyline once they get there and what happens once they were taken there. Now, as for Murphy and Amori, it's pretty obvious, you know, they're going to pretend to be the Primes. It's not really that hard to figure out what their storyline is going to be, just them posing as the Primes. Sure, there'll probably be some kind of conflict or story that is connected to them, but overall I think it's going to be pretty simple and nothing too big or, you know, drastic within their story. Next up, we got episode 6 titled Nikara. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, Not everything is what it seems. Clark and her friends find themselves on a planet that is not what it seems. Now, from what I understand, this Nikara, from what I hear, is the name of the new planet that they arrived on back in episode 4. So I'm going to kind of expect that they're going to be exploring that new planet. You know, there's going to be something there. It's kind of vague. You can't make too many big predictions here. Mainly just that they're going to be exploring this new planet. They probably will encounter some kind of, you know, obstacle that they have to overcome, whether it be people or just, you know, the environment. Maybe they'll run into the disciples here. I don't really know. I'm very curious to see what goes on here, especially since it's just a very vague synopsis. But overall, it seems pretty interesting, and I'm curious to see what this will set up and what we'll see from our characters in this episode. Next, we got episode 7 titled The Queen's Gambit. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, Lindsay Morgan directs the episode. Amori tries to heal Sanctum's familiar wounds. Meanwhile, Echo, Octavia, and Dioza struggle with new ones. Now, this is very interesting. I'm excited to see what Lindsay Morgan brings to the table in regards to directing. I doubt Raven will have a big role in this episode, since, you know, Lindsay Morgan is directing it. She could possibly play a role in the episode, because I have seen that happen before. But a lot of times when an actress who plays a character directs, a lot of times they're not in the episode. But I'm very excited about Amori's storyline, especially bringing her more to the forefront. I'm curious to see what goes on here. I feel like the Queen could be referring to her, since they might look to her as a Prime, and Primes are like considered like, you know, kings and queens. So I feel like that might be something. As for Echo and Amori, Echo and her group, I'm very curious to see what goes on here. I'm assuming they're probably on Bardo, maybe. And I'm excited to see Echo and Dioza work together, because we haven't really seen it. So that's another thing I'm curious to see. I'm interested in what Sanctum's wounds are. That's probably just going off of what's happened lately, unless it's something new. I hope they don't, you know, shoehorn anything in. But this one looks very cool and exciting. So we got episode 8 titled Anaconda. Now the synopsis for this episode reads, The past, Clark confronts a new adversary. A surprising connection takes us back to the past and the nuclear apocalypse that destroyed the Earth. Now, this is probably one of the biggest episodes of the season, if not the entire series, since this is the backdoor pilot to the possible spin-off. It hasn't been officially green-lighted, the new spin-off, so that's why I'm saying possible. I'm very curious. I'm going to assume the adversary Clark encounters is Anders, the leader of the disciples. So that's very interesting and exciting. I'm curious to see what they have to do. Now, taking us back to the past, again, this is very, very interesting. Especially with going back to the nuclear apocalypse that ended the Earth. I feel like, and I said this before, I feel like this will set up, you know, the spin-off, of course, but I feel like, and I'm hoping for, that the spin-off is kind of following the events of after the apocalypse, especially with our survivors on Earth. I don't want to see it about the disciples and what happened with them. I want to see with the main people who were left on the ground and how they, transformed into the grounders and the grounder society. That's what I'm more interested in. I know people might not be interested in that, but that's my own personal hope for this, new spin-off. And with it being the backdoor pilot, it definitely has potential and definitely isn't a show that could pull in some good views and viewers. Depending on where they go with this. If it's a teen-based drama like The 100, I'm not totally interested. But if they add in some adults, similar to Kane, Jaha, and Abby, I'll be more invested. And I'm very interested and curious to see what this puts forward. I don't want to see another show with a bunch of teenagers leading as leads and leading the survivors. I want to see, a little bit more adults. And that's not to say that the teenage aspect for The 100 wasn't, a good idea. It was fine. But I wanted them to explore some new territories and go in some new directions. I definitely think that this spinoff has great potential. And as long as it's executed well and the backdoor pilot is good enough to, pull in people and make people talk about the episode and bring, the episode more to the forefront, I definitely think that the CW will greenlight it. And I don't know, I think this could be very good, and I'm just hoping that it's set up in a way that fans are interested and excited for it, and it's not something that just they do and just it ends up, on the floor because people just aren't interested in it. But I feel like it could go 50-50, but leave your thoughts and opinions regarding all these episodes, especially this one, in the comment section down below. So yeah, guys, those are my thoughts and opinions regarding the episode titles and synopsises for episodes 5 through 8 of the 100 season 7. As always, if you like this video, don't forget to give it a big thumbs up and share. Don't forget to hit the subscribe button down below and hit that bell icon. That way to miss any more 100 related videos from me moving forward. And you can go follow me on Instagram and Twitter, which are linked in the about section on my YouTube channel. As always, it's been Vision here with Boy Entertainment, and I'll see you next time.